4th edition of the Business IT Conclave of the IT Committee of the Bengal Chamber. Theme this year is New Devices, Mobility and Networking. May we now request Mr. Ambarish Dasgupta, Vice President of the Bengal Chamber, to please come and deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning also to my very respected dignitaries and speakers. I'm really very privileged to get a chance to welcome you all and give you the welcome address for the Business IT Conclave 2013, New Devices, Mobility and Networking, organized by Bengal Chamber of Commerce. We are proud to have here with us today Mr. Raja Shekharan Balasubramaniam, Chief Technology Officer, CTS India Limited, Sri Shushanto Mojumdar, IAS Secretary, Information Technology and Electronics, Government of West Bengal, and Mr. Probir Kumar Dash, Managing Director, Webel, who will all be with us today. Following our inaugural session, where the respected dignitaries will share their views, we also have two very interesting sessions with very eminent speakers. The Chamber believes in creating very relevant and meaningful forums for members and industry at large. Keeping this in mind, we are therefore organizing these dedicated B2B sessions as part of this conclave. The mobility landscape is in many ways similar to that of the Internet of the late 1990s, which was driven by consumer adoption and constant innovation. Consumers use mobility extensively in their personal lives and are demanding it in their professional lives also. A McKinsey report suggests that surveying 250 CIOs on their mobility strategies, 56% reported strong demand from employees to support a wide range of mobile devices. 77% of the CIOs were planning to allow staff to use personal mobile devices to access company data and applications. It was mentioned that almost all CIOs expected to deploy more than 25 mobility applications in the next 20 years. Mobile device innovations are being introduced at a frenetic pace now, with new categories and subcategories like enterprise-based tablets emerging every month. With each innovation comes a new set of uses and opportunities. 30% of the CIOs, the report said, was of opinion that laptops could be replaced by tablets in the coming years. Now today our main theme is therefore not to really assess the new devices and the tablets which are coming up, not also to really assess the applications which are every day coming in practice and in operations, but more to understand the applicability of these applications and these devices in our personal, professional lives. And also, since there are representatives from the government, also to understand that our government is trying to adopt these new mobile devices and the applications thereof, and trying to enhance their governance procedures through those applications. And particularly since this session is more on the B2B side, we will be also expecting some very interesting discussions on the CRM, the customer relationship management, and how these kind of devices and applications are also being deployed for enhancing the growth strategy of these of the corporates. We do believe that the discussions will really be very, very relevant and will cover our personal lives, the corporate lives, and the social and the governance lives, and wish you a very happy and a very thoughtful sessions and listening to that. Thank you very much. With this, I welcome the speakers and the dignitaries of the first session to come to the stage, please.
Thank you, sir. May we request Mr. Shushanto Mojumdar, Mr. Probir Das, and Mr. Raja Shekharan Balasubramaniam to please come to the dais. May we also request Mr. R.N. Lahiri, Chairperson of Information Technology Committee of the Bengal Chamber, to please come to the dais. May we begin? Now may we request Mr. Shushanto Mojumdar, Secretary Information Technology and Electronics of the Government of West Bengal, to please deliver his address.
Mr. Balasubramaniam, Chief Technology Officer, Cognizant Technology Solutions Limited. Mr. Probir Kumar Das, Managing Director, West Bengal Electronics Industry Development Corporation. Mr. R.N. Lahiri, Chairperson, Information Technology Committee, Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, and from different companies who have come in this session of organized by the Bengal Chamber regarding new devices, mobility and networking. This is a very important subject, as we know, in these coming times, because mobility has been one of the most important things that have grown in the last 10 years, we find that. And in today's world, the ICT has multiple points in our lives, including the banking, commerce, industry, education, agriculture, whatnot, everything. Coming to mobile communications, we find that not only in the world, where the statistics says that nearly 75% population has some mobile connection or other. In India also, we have a very, very large base, say around 750 million people using these devices for various purposes, though the level of the use varies from place to place, from the segment of the population that is using it. But in any way, we find that more and more people are having more and more services through these mobile devices. That is a great thing in this world. Convergence of mobility, communication and computing in ICT platforms and devices has been one of the key technological developments that has taken place in the last few years. And mobility to both computing and communication, these two have also developed side by side. And as a result, in the changing requirements of the global economy, people, including the manufacturers, the customers, everyone is thriving for a better solution to deliver better services to all the people. Regarding the India, as we see that it has a very large mobile user base. That's why the companies in the world which are having these devices, and both from the hardware perspective and the software perspective, have been focusing in India. One of the largest multinational technological companies have set up their main R&D base in India regarding this mobile communication, development of mobile communication technologies. India has a huge scope in providing low-cost solution, and particularly the experimentation that in India that a large company can make is of immense value for its future growth and use in different parts of the world. We all know that the BRIC countries are the main drivers of economic growth in the world. So, India can be an ideal place from where these new technologies can emerge. In West Bengal, we can say that we do have the manpower, the intellectual capacity to have such innovation activities in this state. In fact, we are trying and we are in talk with several companies. If they can, if they are, what I would say that how to leverage this intellectual capital of the state with this new part, these new technologies, that mobile, cloud, these two, with our intellectual strength, our having some of the best universities in this country, to make a synergy and to step and go forward in this field. I think the people from the different companies who are here today can interact with us in the government to see how the universities in this state and at the same time the government of West Bengal and the companies can cooperate together to make India specific, third world specific, or just say the countries which are emerging from the low level countries to medium level economies in these countries, to provide solution to them. It is a huge opportunity. I hope that in today's session, various sessions that will follow, there will be a lot of discussion on these issues. And on behalf of West Bengal, Government of West Bengal, I again request the representatives present today from different companies to think of how they can use the state's intellectual capital for the mutual benefit of both the state and the companies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May we now request Mr. Probir Kumar Das, Managing Director of West Bengal Electronics Industry Development Corporation Limited, to please deliver his address on e-governance in West Bengal.
Forward. Good morning. Good morning, dignified guests on the dais, Secretary, Department of IT, CTO, Cognizant Technology Solutions, a well-known IT company throughout the world, Sri Lahiri, who has been steering the IT subcommittee in the Bengal Chambers, and the dignified guests, audience, ladies and gentlemen. Although I am supposed to speak on e-governance in Bengal, I would slightly, to me at least, it has become a little stale. I have at least spoken 2-3 occasions on this topic. I would slightly like to digress and connect the theme e-governance with the latest technologies, items coming like mobile, tablet, PDA, etc., so on. Very short presentation, but I would like to be more on talking on the items. Now, e-governance, all of us now will understand, of course, what is e-governance. As per the definition, it says taking government services to the door of the citizen. In a transparent way, government is supposed to take its services to the door of the citizen. Now, if we see that how far we have succeeded in this regard, all of us, many of us will have definitely very diverse opinion. In a sporadic fashion, different government departments of various central and state government departments, they started e-governance of their own and then got limited success. Finally, in 2006, Government of India started implementing e-governance in a planned fashion, which is other way named is National E-Governance Plan, or what we call it NEGP. Purely on central fund, about more than 6,000 crore, all the, a very nice plan was drawn up, about 20 or 25 projects, 50% of it at the central initiative and 50% project in the state initiative, and the infrastructure side, it was 100% central initiative. When I say infrastructure, I mean the main 3-4 constituents like state data center, statewide SWAN network, wide area network, then state portal and service delivery gateway, etc., all that. Now, if we look into how much benefit we all have received by this time, we will again differ, I'm sure. Let us say what services we have got so far. People in general, yes, we are able to buy railway ticket now, almost all of us sitting at home. It is definitely, railway is owned by the Government of India, and it is a central service we are getting now. But okay, fine, that's a good step, good implementation. What else we can get the government services? Those who in the city of Calcutta, I think many of us can now render tax, house tax in the portal, sitting at home. That is again a bold initiative, good implementation by Calcutta Corporation. Some more have been done. Government of West Bengal also in the same line implemented some pilot services, about 10 services in the 2 districts, Bankura and Jalpaiguri. And about 10 services were included in that initiative: caste certificate, income certificate, and quite a few more. But still, I would say a service which encompasses a large part of the population still to cover. Definitely efforts are on the way. Let us see what is impending the growth, or what is stopping us. When we say that government has to offer services in an electronic fashion, what constitutes the elements of work? The first and foremost, of course, the back-end computerization. Back-end computerization, yes, it costs money, government allots fund, and definitely back-end computerization, not much of difficult job if it is little planned way done. And then, of course, the training, what we call it capacity building in NEGP term. The capacity building means the building up illiterate employees, building up illiterate people to steer the engine. Then, of course, the most important thing which is hindering the progress is the connectivity. That is the thing really lagging. Taking the service to the citizen's door is the real problem. You can take it, definitely the most convenient way is through the internet. You can position some kiosks, which has been done in Jalpaiguri and Bakura, and different government premises. You can put the kiosks connected by the state wide area network and deliver the services from there. But you all know the internet is really still able to penetrate to our satisfaction. Limited way it has been done, but still lot of thing to be done. In fact, today, internet penetration is an index how much we have progressed, isn't it? Like per capita consumption of power, how far the country has progressed is, and how well is the internet penetration in the country is a yardstick to know the progress or growth of the country. And many things to be done to that extent, to that respect, there is no doubt about it. There are different Government of India plans taking the optical fiber to each panchayat. There is a US aided fund. The Government of India is seriously working on it. I understand our state also has signed the agreement for that, taking optical fiber to the panchayat. So the real taking government service to the citizen's door is affected by means of better connectivity. Once we get the connectivity, we will be able to deliver the service effectively. Let us see how other ways it can be taken. Definitely, some of the services can effectively be taken by mobile, through the mobile route. If you see, if not the complete service, but some of the effective information exchange can happen through the mobile. That probably I would like to see in my quick presentation, that we can really today boast of and take credit how mobile has penetrated in our country. I was coming to with our chairman, he was telling probably the mobile subscriber number has touched 60 crore. Many of us having number of connections, but still we can say out of 120 crore population, if 60 crore is the thing, it is definitely a good achievement. And this is the route probably we should try to utilize maximum when we talk about the mass services, services to the mass, and for planning for delivery of the services. So now I will just quickly go into, as I'm primarily an electronics engineer, and when we were sometime discuss among our people that which way the electronics is moving towards, in the next decade or so, there was an undoubted answer. Everybody says everything is going to be wireless. Today, whatever you see, that same thing probably you will get through the wireless connectivity. So electronics jumping from line to wireless, bandwidth pipe is becoming thicker and thicker. Only thing, if we can make ready the back-end switching network, we can carry the thing to the citizen. Let us see, some are wishful thinking, but maybe today or tomorrow things will fall in this line. Yes, voice, data, video. This has been the triple play for quite some time. Now the thing has been added is the mobility. Now we say it's a quad play. So now it is a combination of 4 elements, taking voice, then data, then video, streaming of high bandwidth, and of course now we would like to enjoy everything while we are on the move. I was told Rajdhani Express will have internet facility. Has it started? I really don't know. But there was a plan in the government of India that Rajdhani will provide internet service to the passengers. So definitely mobility is thing. This of course is simple. I don't know whether I am taking more time there. Angana, how much time I am allotted? And now, this of course is symbolic. We are now already entered, we can say, 4G, but only on mainly major cities. That is the irony. Why would the private vendor would take 4G service? What is the revenue he is assured of? So all that handicaps, all that things makes the 4G services available only in cities. Here, of course, what we would like to say that use of mobile, wireless technology, cellular phone, laptop, tablet and PDS will make the government service available anytime, anywhere. That is the gist of this. Let us say we are slightly trying to digress in the M governance, mobile governance, which has been broadly categorized in 4 categories, mainly G2C, again C2G, both ways, communication. Mobile is definitely an excellent means with so much of penetration, an excellent means of communication. Then M services, many of it to come. I was told in Arab countries or in African countries, these transactions are going on in mobile for 5, 10, 20 rupees. You can transfer from me to next person or so. But somehow the thing is not picking up here. I don't know what is the thing, but some of the software companies here in Sector 5 working on these transactions, which are effectively implementing in Africa. That much